I love Age of Empires 2, don't get me wrong, but I'm coming to you, fellow internet user and likely AoE2 enthusiast, to ask the question, when will there be enough civs? Today the latest AoE2 DLC was announced, The Last Chieftains. Focusing on late medieval South America, the DLC includes 3 new civilizations, the Mapuche, the Muisca and the Tupi. I have no idea how to pronounce it, I'm so sorry. Each new civ also gets their own campaign, and there are also a few additions for the Inca, as they get a new regional unit and building. When the game was released, there were 13 civilizations: Britons, Byzantines, Celts, Chinese, Franks, Goths, Japanese, Mongols, Persians, Saracens, Teutons, Turks, and Vikings. 5 civs were added in the Conquerors expansion: the Aztecs, Huns, Koreans, Maya, and Spanish, another 5 in the Forgotten, Indians, Inca, Italians, Magyars, and Slavs, and another 4 in the African kingdoms: Berbers, Ethiopians, Malians, and Portuguese. Finally, another 4 were added in Rise of the Rajas: Burmese, Khmer, Malay, and Vietnamese. This brings us to the pre-release of Definitive Edition. We have 30 civs that have come together between the years of 1999 and 2015. Since the release of Definitive Edition in late 2019, there have been another 23 civs added, including the 3 that are about to be released. We went from 1.8 civs per year before Definitive Edition to 3.3 civs added per year post-DE. By all means, this should be something that is celebrated, as it shows the game is growing and the developers are putting an amazing amount of effort into keeping the game fresh and updated, and again, growing. But I need to ask, now that we're about to have 53 civs, when will it be enough? Please take my thoughts and feelings on this matter with a grain of salt, okay? Small story time: I was a self-described competitive Age of Empires 2 player streaming the game on Twitch from early 2019 to about early 2024. I lived and breathed this game. I travelled to Germany for NAC, I went to T90's Sydney meetup, I hosted tournaments and wrote Age of Empires parody songs and met my partner through the game. I will always love AoE2, but I'm at the point where personally, I cannot keep up with the changes. I feel like the more civs that are added, the more the game moves away from its original system of simplicity. With the pre-DE era, there was the ability to play as any civ and to have an understanding that, for the most part, you can expect certain things to be the same. With the recent changes, however, I don't think we can really say that anymore. Trebs are found in the castle, right? No, not always. And each civ has a hero unit with different abilities? No, that's just a few civs. Just gotten the hang of mangonels? Let me introduce you to my little friend, the Rocket Cart. I could go on for ages about my personal gripes with the newer units, buildings, and mostly mechanics, but it'd get tiring for the both of us. Unique units have always been brilliant, and when there were only 13 or even 30 civs, it was a small enough number that each unique unit was memorable and distinct. Now at 53 civs, understandably, it is harder to find a fun, memorable, unique quirk for each unique unit, especially now that each civ is getting 2, if not 3 unique units each. Now, instead of a simple bonus damage versus siege or ranged infantry unit, we're getting things like deals increased damage to injured targets, and a javelineer whose death heals nearby Guecha warriors, and a heavy infantry man that attacks faster the longer it remains in combat. I don't know about you, but these new mechanics, and believe me, there are a lot of them, make the game so much more complicated than it ever has been before. If you're lucky enough to have the time to play lots of games and get a feel for these mechanics and how they interact with all the different units and situations, I'm sure it's not a problem, and I'm sure the game is super fun and dynamic and exciting. I don't have the time anymore, and I know a lot of people feel the same. If you're working full-time and you come home from a long day at work and just want to relax with your favourite game, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, good luck. At least if you're wanting to play competitively. Thankfully, chill games with friends or a wonderful collection of amazing campaigns are also an option. An added frustration for me is that there had been a lot of discussion within the community about the changes made to the game to be more accessible and more approachable for new players. Things like auto scout and auto farm placement, which I think are great. Yet at the same time, the game keeps getting more complicated, and I know that if I had seen there were 53 civs when I rediscovered AoE2 in early 2019, back in the Voobly days, I would not have bothered. I feel the same way about Age now as I do about League of Legends, which I've never played and I won't because it is way too overwhelming for me with the limited time that I have to game to get into it. Maybe this is one of my most smooth-brained takes ever, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and I'd love to hear your thoughts too. Are you excited about the new civs? Are you also a bit overwhelmed by it all? How does the amount of time you have available to learn the changes of the game impact your feelings about it? Am I just adding to the perception that old millennial fanbase of 1999 game can't handle a bit of change? I am all for change. I want this wonderful game to keep getting better and better. I want Microsoft to believe in its potential and to keep sponsoring professional tournaments so we can introduce new people to the game and show the world that Age of Empires 2 is the best RTS ever. I'm just not convinced that more civs is the way. Well, what do you suggest then, Vivi? Well, I would love to see the current issues with smurfing addressed, for there to be a functioning friend system in the game, and for pathing to make some positive progress. I want to genuinely be able to recommend this game to everyone within earshot and beyond, because the community is the best. The game can be so fun, and I want nothing but success for the whole franchise. And fine, if they have to add more civs, give me Polynesians!